Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Geeky Leaks podcast. I am Liam.
And I'm Josh.
And it's good to see you guys. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
In fact, I think it's been a week since we saw you guys last time.
Maybe.
Unless, of course, you don't watch the show, in which case you've never seen it. Thanks for tuning in for the first time.
Yeah, actually.
Either way.
Like, hell yeah.
Either
Welcome.
way, sweet. Yes. So, yeah, this week, as per usual, we got a bit of a, kind of a mixed bag. We like to kind of change it up here. So we got some hardware stuff, software, video games, and something we've actually never talked about on the show before.
True.
I don't know if you guys will find it interesting, but it's something me and Josh are pretty stoked on.
We were so stoked that we had to throw it in.
Yeah. So stay tuned for the end for something that may or may not be interesting to you. Anyway,
okay.
let's just get into it. So like we've been talking about before, Intel's coming out with some even higher end processors on the Skylake X line, 12, 14, and 16 and 18 cores. So like a whole heap of them.
Obviously.
In this case today, we have some leaked benchmarks for the 18 core one. And as you would probably expect, it absolutely demolishes pretty much everything.
It's actually like better than I was expecting as well. I mean, it's like we were talking, it's insanely expensive at $2,000.
Yeah, exactly.
But,
and it depends on, it depends what you're benchmarking it in. Like, what do you need it for?
Yep.
Like the first thing they have is W Prime. Now, just so you guys can see, I move my mouse a bit here. It's in the top. It's this yellow writing thing. It's not any of the red or gray bars. It's right at the very top.
It's kind of misleading. I was actually confused when I was watching it or looking at it as well. So
yeah, it's a little kind of hidden, but it is there. And keep in mind, like the product's not even actually out yet. So I mean, as much as like it's really close to launch, and this is probably pretty close, just it's not technically out. Grain of salt.
Yeah, true.
But honestly, this is pretty much falling in line more or less where I would expect it to. The one that caught my eye was the Cinebench R15 score, the multi-threaded one.
Yeah, it's actually nuts.
Now, keep in mind, guys, okay, like the bottom of this chart, that's a 5960X. And in case that doesn't mean anything to you guys, it's the 5960X was an 8-core processor. It was Intel's highest-end consumer part in 2014, so 3 years ago, roughly.
Which is really not that long.
And like, frankly, that CPU is still an absolute monster.
Oh, yeah.
Like it really is.
Dude, at the time, I wished I had that.
Yeah, like, I wish I had it now.
Yeah, even still. Yeah,
like, it's good. Like,
it's way better than what I have.
So just keep in mind, like, that's where this chart starts, right? So you go from there. It's getting about just under 13,500 points. Intel's 18, it's 18 friggin' cores, of course, mind you, but 4,200 score in Cinebench multi-thread, which is just like insane. Even compared to like the 16-core Ryzen, you're talking roughly a third more performance. But again, like Josh was saying, it's very expensive. Like, for that 30% more performance, you're literally paying double the money.
Yep.
It's $2,000 versus $1,000 for the Ryzen. So just
like double the money for 30% of the performance just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. It's 30% is significant. It is faster, but is it worth 100% more money? I don't think so. No. But I mean, hey, I don't know. Maybe it is for somebody, but not for me.
I know some people are going to buy it, but yeah,
not
interested.
Sure. But at that point, I would still look at the Threadripper 1950X.
Exactly.
But that just my opinion. I mean, the Threadripper also has more PCI Express lanes, but we've talked about that in the show lots, so I'm not going to get into that whole thing. But there's some numbers for you guys. The other one that's intense is, again, not that people do a whole lot of like compressing and unzipping, but the 7-zip benchmark is actually crazy. It's like 50% more. Like it is like it's over 100K in 7-zip.
So if you're doing like huge compressions and stuff, then okay.
Then sure,
like it's huge. It would make a massive difference.
But again, and I know I sound like a broken record, but 2,000 American dollars.
Yeah.
US. We're in Canada, so that's like what, $2,700?
Since I think a dollar's gone up a little bit, but yeah, like
$2,500 even. Like,
but yeah.
So I mean,
I think we're at like 70 some cents now, like 72 cents or something.
Yeah. So I mean, still, you're still looking at probably like $2,500 Canadian. So I mean, I couldn't justify it, but it's a hell of a processor. There's no doubt about that.
Oh yeah.
So anyway, like I said, this thing should be out soon, and we'll probably end up talking about it once the actual reviews are out. And because there'll be more actual benchmarks for more people. There's a little bit of gaming benchmarks down further below there, but I mean, honestly, like, and I don't often say this, but like, do not buy this just to play video games. I don't care what anybody else tells you. I'm sorry. If you're going to play games while you're rendering, while you're doing 2 or 3 other things, maybe, or if you can actually use all the cores for some reason, sure. But if you just play video games, just go buy 7700K. Just do it. Or like a Ryzen 7 or something, but don't buy this.
No, it just doesn't make any sense.
Anyway, I'm going to get off my broken record sounding thing now and move on. Anyway, so AMD has some more news. AMD has some more news about Ryzen and and Vega. So we knew that. What are we looking at here? Sorry. Oh, fair.
Sorry, I just wanted to tell you a little bit.
Yeah, no worries. So we have some more news from AMD regarding Ryzen and Vega, which we knew there was going to be refreshes of these, of course.
Yeah, of course, but
especially like Ryzen. I mean, Vega.
I didn't think they were going to change the nanometer though.
Well, they weren't originally. That was the whole thing. They were originally Ryzen 2 or Zen 2, I guess I should say, was announced to be on 7 nanometer. They didn't really give an exact timeline. It was looking like it was going to be 2018, 2019.
Okay.
But that was also before this 12 nanometer process was announced by TSMC, because NVIDIA is also using the same 12 nanometer process for Volta.
Right. Okay.
So next year, other than Intel's processors, you're going to see AMD CPUs, GPUs, and NVIDIA GPUs all on 12 nanometer.
Cool.
Which is interesting.
I'm curious to see what that's going to do for the GPUs moving down to the same, because the efficiency on Volta is insane. So I'm curious what that's going to do for AMD side of things, because they're obviously not as efficient right now.
Yeah.
I'm curious I'm curious if it's not going to be much of a difference really in terms of the die change, but I'm curious how much of a difference it's going to make.
Well, we'll have to see. I mean, I think like if I had to speculate, which I love to do, I would be willing to guess like if it's just a Vega refresh and a Zen refresh like it's supposed to be, because it's not supposed to be new cores or anything, I would expect to see either keeping the same TDPs and seeing some probably decent clock speed upgrades or increases rather.
Yep.
Or, maybe, especially with Zen, because Zen runs pretty cool.
True.
It doesn't take that much power. I could see them cranking up the clock speed on that.
Yep. Like
Vega,
they have the room for it.
Vega, you need a nuclear reactor to power, even though it's fast.
That's true.
It takes a lot of power to hot.
So I wonder if that die change is really going to make a difference in that sense then.
But here's the issue. I mean, AMD's Vega 64 barely keeps pace with a 1080. Are they really going to keep the same performance? No, they need all the FPS.
True.
So I think AMD is going to be like, who cares how hot it runs? We need all the FPS.
Which is generally what they're known to do. So,
which frankly, I don't care. I don't care if it runs hot and loud as long as it's priced reasonably and it's fast.
Yes.
Which is why I bought my 290X.
Exactly.
Like same thing, even back to that day, right? Yep. So as long as it can compete and it's reasonably priced, I'll take whatever they throw out. Honestly.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll have to see what 12 nanometer does for them because they did not announce this initially. So
true.
Obviously, like I always say, we'll talk about this more when it's actually out. But it's interesting to see because the AMD's changing up their plans. Like I said, they weren't supposed to do this. So
true. Yeah.
And one last PC hardware thing before we get into some other stuff, which is surprise, surprise, Intel's delaying processors again.
Like obviously.
Honestly, obviously is pretty much the word I was going to say.
Yep.
This like I was saying to Josh earlier, this kind of all started back with Broadwell. They delayed Broadwell to 2015, then Skylake, and then Kaby Lake was supposed to be last year. We got it in like January.
Yep.
Now we're getting Coffee Lake. There's some other rumors that we're not even talking about in here about some other stuff going on next year, but
it's getting kind of silly. Like it's hard to keep track of now.
Yeah. But anyway, so in this case, Intel's delaying Cannonlake till late 2018. So initially we were thinking maybe early 2018. But no, apparently it's going to be maybe late 2018.
So basically like September, October, November, December-ish.
Well, yeah, because right now we're going to have Coffee Lake coming out in the next couple months. Probably roughly same time frame next year for Cannonlake.
Yeah, true, October-ish.
Yeah. So, I mean, we'll see. That's going to be Intel's first actual 10 nanometer CPU.
Okay.
And like keep in mind too, like a lot of the time, and not that Intel's perfect, but a lot of the time when you see something like we were just talking about like 12 nanometer, 14 nanometer, 10 nanometer.
Yep.
Everybody has a different way of measuring that. It's not that like 14 nanometers of space is 14 nanometers of space.
True.
But when people often talk about this is 14 nanometer FinFET, what they're really talking about is density.
Okay.
So like the density of the silicon, how many transistors they can pack into a space.
Right.
So a lot of people's like when a lot of people are moving to 10 nanometer, like we have with like the Snapdragon 835 and Qualcomm, Samsung's Exynos and stuff like that.
Yep.
The density is roughly equivalent to Intel's 14.
Okay.
So in terms of like how dense the silicon is, how many transistors you can fit into
so like Intel's 14 nanometer essentially is a lot better than a 10 nanometer process from say Samsung for their Exynos processors.
The way I
as an example.
Yeah, like the way Intel kind of markets it is Intel's like, because everybody markets it differently, but basically it seems like Intel's marketing in their nanometer, their process, is a little bit more representative of the actual density of the product. Whereas a lot of the times like one node back is kind of where everybody else is relative. So like everybody else's 14 is about as dense as Intel's 10.
Okay.
Or about as efficient as Intel's 10 nanometer.
Okay. Makes sense.
Just like when everybody was on 18 and 22 nanometer, it was roughly equivalent, like roughly, not exact, but closer to Intel's 14 they have now.
Right.
So Intel's marketing tends to be, I don't use the word more honest about the word marketing, but at least a little bit more representative of the actual product.
Okay.
So
makes sense.
We'll see. So I mean, all I'm saying is Intel actually coming out with its 10 nanometer stuff is probably going to be more like when we see maybe 7 or 8 nanometer from other people.
Right.
So keep it that in mind too. That not everybody's nanometers are the same nanometers.
Yeah, it's more weird. It's more about density and sort of like the relativity
honestly
between those things.
And at the end of the day, honestly, it's just a lot of marketing.
Makes sense.
Like pretty much.
It's confusing
really.
stuff to make people think that they're buying something better.
Marketing something as X nanometers is honestly just the way. It's like you know how we always say bigger numbers better.
Yeah.
Smaller numbers better.
Same thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a ploy basically.
More or less. I mean, they're not 100% like that, but
yeah.
Anyway, that's enough hardware. We've been going about hardware for a while. Let's talk about some other stuff.
This is interesting.
Yeah, we talked about this briefly last week, but yeah.
This was rumors last week, but now it's a thing and it's official.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Google has bought part of HTC, which is really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
They paid $1.1 billion.
Yep.
Which is insane. I don't know how much they own now, but a lot. I know that. Yeah, they're acquiring 2,000 HTC employees, not any of its factories. Manufacturing facilities are more of a liability today, apparently, is what this article's saying.
Which makes sense.
And that's probably why Google really outsources their manufacturing for their phones.
Yeah.
Which would kind of make sense.
So
but it does make sense for them to buy into a company to make them for them.
Well, exactly. So maybe that's the whole thing is if they buy some of HTC, then it's like, hey, you have manufacturing facilities and you make phones for us.
Like hook us up because we don't have your company.
Not to say that they're...
Or whatever it is.
I mean... Not to say they're trying to pull an Apple, but in the sense of like it would be better and easier for Google to push out software updates to a phone if they're in control of the actual manufacturing of that phone as well.
Exactly.
So it makes a lot of sense. And I mean, like, I love Android to death, but even me and Josh, diehard Android fans, will always complain about not getting updates. So any way to make Google easier to get us more updates quicker, 100% I'm behind that. So
I guess the deal says the deal was announced here by Google's SVP of hardware. And former Motorola CEO, which is interesting.
Oh, fair.
It says this is in quotes. So, with this agreement, a team of HTC talent will join Google as part of the hardware organization. These future fellow Googlers, lol, are amazing folks. That wasn't quoted. These future fellow Googlers are amazing folks who've already been working with closely on the Pixel smartphone line, and we're excited to see what we can do together as one team.
Makes sense.
So yeah, it really seems like HTC and Google are kind of partnering now, and they're going to really make the new Pixel lines essentially.
That's cool.
And it makes sense that HTC is a Pixel veteran. So
yep.
Yeah, interesting. 1.1 billion is a lot of money though, so we'll see what they do with that.
Well, HTC needs it.
It says right here in quotes as well. It's not in quotes. HTC swears it will still be around in the future, saying it will continue to have best-in-class engineering talent, which is currently working on the next flagship phone. So fair. I guess they're also working on a new M1 M9?
No, I think it's the H11 or whatever they're calling it.
I don't even know what I haven't even followed the HTC phones for a while.
Yeah, the HTC U11. But that was one of their newer ones. They're probably working on like 12.
Yeah, they're working on the new one. So it says right there they are anyway.
Fair.
But yeah, interesting. A lot of money.
Oh yeah, like I said, I just hope that Pixel phones obviously been pretty good for updates.
Oh yeah.
But let's hope that they get even better, right?
I mean, I think they really get the latest updates.
They always get the latest updates very fast, but just like everyone else, you get 2 years of updates.
Yes. And they only support you for 2 years.
Yeah.
And then you just stop getting them. And at that point, it means like you actually stop getting them.
Yes.
Like my Nexus 5 is not getting any more updates.
You might get the odd security update, maybe.
I think you do get the security updates.
Yeah.
Like my
just not like 5. Feature updates. Like here's a new version of Android.
No. Yeah. You get all the security stuff. Like I'm pretty sure my Nexus 5 is on the latest security update.
Fair.
So.
Yeah, my Note 4 is not.
I know it's a joke.
But that's
the one I actually use doesn't even get updated.
But that's a whole nother thing we could get into. Hey, speaking of phones.
Oh yeah, I guess so.
iOS 11.
More than just phones, I guess. But
more than phones. Yeah, tablets, phones, and professional devices. They use you know what? Everybody, iOS is a professional operating system, and that's a fact. It is. It is technically. I don't agree with it, but technically.
I kind of want to hit them. Like, kind of.
It's on the iPad Pro. It says Pro.
No.
Pro means professional, right?
In, like, normal people's minds.
So Pro doesn't mean professional.
Not in Apple's mind.
Oh.
Or no, in Apple's mind it does.
Okay.
Not to normal people, though.
Okay, in Sony's mind it does.
Really? What?
Well, PS4 Pro.
Oh yeah, I guess so. True.
If you're enthusiastic about something or even remotely good at it, you're a professional. Anyway, let's just end that there. So iOS 11 is out. There's a whole crap ton of new stuff.
Yeah, there's actually a lot.
We're not going through everything. There's too much stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you want to kind of maybe go over some of the highlights.
I mean, I didn't really look around too much. I don't have an iOS device, so I can't really get my hands on it.
One of the big things that they talked about was and it's one of those things because it sounds really minor, but it changes the feel of a device completely.
What's that?
Was like a lot of the text has been changed and made a little bigger here, a little bolder there, stuff like that.
Just like
and
some font changes.
Apparently,
and stuff.
Just the feel of the devices with, like, say, an iPhone, for example, or something with iOS 11, it feels way different for the better from what I've read. I don't own an iPhone, so I might be able to ask my dad if he updates his iPhone. I might be able to borrow it off him. He has an iPhone 6 Plus, so. But yeah, there's a whole lot of like Siri's got a new voice, stuff like that.
Okay.
There's a whole bunch of new stuff in there.
Oh, there's new features designed for iPad specifically too. Like, a new dock, which is nice. So you can now just put as many apps as you want in the dock. What was it, 4 before or something like that?
I don't know.
I don't know for sure.
We're just like, I don't know.
I don't have any iOS devices, so I don't know for sure.
Apple, if you want to send us an iOS or any Apple device for review, I will totally review it.
I'd very much like an iPad Pro right now. Just saying.
Send him an iPad Pro.
Yeah, probably wouldn't do that though. Just because, like, biased.
Why?
Well, if we send them, then we have to put a review of it. If they send it to me for free.
Yeah, we don't have to do a good review. We just have to do a review.
Yeah, I guess. That's true.
Give our honest opinion.
That's true.
And if it's bad, it's bad. If it's good, sweet. Right?
That's true. That's true.
I mean,
can't agree with that.
I mean, we'd have to test it to know.
Does that count as paid promotion? I
just hit my microphone. I'm sorry. RIP headphone users, potentially.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry. But yeah, anyway, so if you guys want to check out, if you have an iOS device and you haven't upgraded yet to the newest version, take a look down below here, and maybe there's something in it for you. Maybe there's something in it that interests you.
In this article, you can actually download the update as well if you wanted to install it manually. So yeah.
Let's move on to the next thing here.
Oh, this is ridiculous.
So
I'm upset about this.
So
this is ridiculous.
I'll try to make this quick, but basically, like, I'm sure you guys have heard about the Equifax thing. We're not going to talk about the whole thing. They breached a bunch of consumer data.
Yeah, which is already bad enough.
Which is really, really bad. And I'm not trying to blow that under the rug. Just like, I'm sure you know about it.
It was huge.
It was huge.
140 million people. So
now, the reason this article is just this is from Thursday.
This is just ridiculous.
Basically, Equifax, they tried to do the right thing. They tried, which was they tried.
I'll give you that.
They tried. They failed miserably, but they tried.
Barely tried.
They set up a website where people could go to check and see if their data had been hacked, basically, if their credentials and information had been leaked, so to speak. And they called the website, where are we here? It was EquifaxSecurity2017.com. Okay? I mean, fair, whatever.
Sure. Yeah. Like,
the problem is, somebody set up a phishing site called SecurityEquifax2017.com. You see where this is going?
So, like, reverse 2 words.
Right? So that's...
Use everybody.
So that's the first bad thing. The second bad thing, which is the even worse bad thing.
Yeah, this is, like, unbelievable.
Equifax's actual Twitter account was tweeting out, hey, go get your go check to see if your data was breached at securityequifax2017.com, except that's the website that Fisher set up. They're catching fish all day, man.
So literally Equifax gets breached. They send out a tweet with another phishing URL to another website where they just get more information stolen from them. Perfect.
It's literally like, hey, check to see if you've been hacked.
Like,
this website is also hacked. Or this website is also like a...
Like, how do you not know the URL
and this is like
to post it?
Like I said, this is Equifax's their actual Twitter account, so...
Like, how?
No Equifax, that's a bad Equifax.
Yeah, really. Like, unbelievable.
I mean,
give me a break.
I'm sorry if anybody's watching this did lose data. I'm not trying to laugh at you. It's just like,
sure.
This is so bad that it, like, you have to laugh. Like,
this
come
should
on.
not happen. This is ridiculous.
Is this from a movie?
Yeah, really.
Is this from a cartoon?
I could write this in a plot.
Like,
this is insane.
Like, this is like when somebody runs around a corner into, like, a scary monster, and then they turn around and run around back the corner, and there's another scary monster.
Mint.
Like, that's like something like that.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, they run right into the next thing.
Yeah.
Like,
it's like Outlast 2.
Oh, God. Yeah, pretty much.
Speaking of gaming, though.
Yeah, moving on to gaming. And actually kind of related because it's kind of horror gaming as well.
Yeah, true.
So we talked about this briefly last week as well. Resident Evil 7 is going to have some new DLC. It's called Not a Hero.
Yep.
And it's starring our boy Chris Redfield.
Exactly.
If you play Resident Evil, you know Chris Redfield. So
I think they show him at the end of the game, eh?
Yeah, I believe they do, and they have.
That's one of the endings, I think, or not the ending, but it's like I don't even think it matters. I think you automatically run into him. I could be wrong though.
I haven't played it yet, so I think they do. I've read a bit about it, but I'm trying to.
It's in the trailer.
Yeah. Just like I don't know like what the deal is with him in the game.
Like I think they show him helping you up at near the end. I think.
Yeah, just I've really been trying to know very little about it because I want to wait until I play it.
I know that's in the trailer, so I'm pretty sure that's no spoilers.
I know it sounds bad because I'm a huge Resident Evil fan, but I'm purposely just trying to be like, as soon as it goes on sale, I'm going to buy it and play it, and I don't want to have any spoilers. But yes.
Like I'm pretty sure that's in the trailer, so I don't think I spoiled anything.
No. Just like I just haven't looked into like what his deal is, what's going on with him in the game.
I know nothing about what is actually like his role.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure this DLC is really going to be his role because I don't think you don't really play as him. You don't like
no.
There's none of that. You just kind of see him.
But the other thing that's cool about this is it is a free DLC pack.
Really?
This is free.
Okay.
So if you own Resident Evil 7, get stoked for some free content.
Cool.
This is coming out on December 12th, along with the Gold Edition of Resident Evil 7.
Okay.
Which is going to include all the DLC, all the things.
So you're probably going to wait for that, eh?
Probably.
Okay.
Because...
Good call then. Good call on waiting.
Because I was originally going to wait for Black Friday and just buy it when it went on sale. But honestly, even if it's a little more expensive, I'll buy the Gold Edition and just get everything because I'm going to play the crap out of that game. So.
Yeah, because you'll get the DLC called Zoe and Not a Hero on the Gold Edition.
Yeah, and you probably... I think there's like...
probably some skins.
I was going to say, I think you get some skins or some other stuff as well, I think. Like but yeah, so that was pretty cool. I'm always stoked for Resident Evil stuff. I mean...
Oh, yeah.
I cannot go wrong there, so...
Yeah.
And, Okay, so this is our last article. This is what we were going to telling you guys about that is maybe interesting to you, maybe not. I don't know. Me and him are stoked.
Oh, I'm like so excited for this.
First and foremost, we'll say this. It's the new movie's coming out. It's going to be a new Terminator movie. It's going to be directed by James Cameron.
Mind blown.
Starring Linda Hamilton as Sarah Connor.
Again, mind blown.
And Arnold Schwarzenegger as probably a Terminator.
Again.
That part's not 100% confirmed, but probably Terminator.
Mind blown.
Yeah. If you haven't seen the Terminator, just
you've been living under a rock.
Like
for 10 years.
I wouldn't even be that offended if you cut us off to go watch it now.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I mean, like, feel free to finish, but
yeah,
like seriously, like Terminator's awesome. And James Cameron hasn't done a Terminator since Terminator 2, which a lot of the times pops up in best movies of all time lists.
Oh yeah, I would agree
because it's amazing.
Such a good movie.
It's one of the few sequels that's better than the original. But
actually, yeah, I didn't think about that.
Yeah. How many sequels are better than the original?
True.
T2.
Yeah, true. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's so good in every way.
I mean, and let alone this one being made by James Cameron, guys. That's insane.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, obviously one of the best directors of all time, if not the.
They talk a little bit of detail in here as well. Like, we know, like, Sarah Connor's probably not going to be the main character. They talk in here about James Cameron wanting to find an 18-ish-year-old woman to play the main role. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if maybe it's going to be like Sarah Connor's kid or something. Yeah. I don't know.
They'll probably spin it.
I don't know what it's going to be, or maybe it's like a relative, or maybe they're not even related to Sarah at all. We don't know.
They might go the time travel route as well.
But or maybe it's maybe
because like that's already in the story a lot. So
because that could be, I think maybe Sarah from back in the day.
Because like I think
goes to the future.
Because I think I don't want to ruin anything for anybody, but I'm pretty sure later things happen with the two main characters, other than like after Kyle Reese. Pretty sure things happen with Kyle Reese and somebody else. Oh, I don't remember who it is though. It's in the last movie, I think.
Okay, I don't know. Honestly, like anything after 2 is not really that good. So
true.
I mean,
they're good. I like them personally, but
they're not the worst movies I've seen, but they're nothing compared to 2.
I don't know. I like them. Whatever floats your boat.
They're not bad. I mean, I watched them.
Like, I like them.
Like,
they're not as like complete with Terminator 1 and Terminator 2 for sure. Like, they're sort of their off stories, and I get that.
Yeah.
But they still tie in really well to me anyway.
But the other part that makes me really, really stoked for this is that James Cameron's also said this is a direct sequel to T2.
Yes.
It's not just...
and that's official, too, isn't it?
It's right in the bottom there, yep. It's going to be a direct sequel to 2, so it's not like another... It's not a spin-off. It's not like another... Well, even if it is modern, it's like he's taking his story from T2 and continuing that. It has nothing to do with Rise of the Machines, Salvation, Genesis, none of that. Yeah. So, I mean, guys, if you like Terminator, get stoked.
Yeah.
Like, this movie cannot be out soon enough.
Did we say that Arnie's going to be in it, too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And I guess, like we were talking about, too, I don't see him being, like they're going to make him a Terminator.
I would assume they have to.
Like, so it's really probably going to be like CGI'd Arnie for the most part, I'd imagine. But
yeah, he doesn't look like he did in the 80s, that's for sure. But
yeah, like there's no way he can.
We'll see, I
it.
guess.
Well, it's not that I don't think he can pull it off. Just like he's not, he doesn't look like a huge buff bodybuilder Terminator anymore.
Yeah.
Like he's he's not. I don't want to say he's an old man, but I mean like
he is an old man.
he's still a big dude.
He's a big. He's not
a 25-year-old bodybuilder who's
No.
So I feel like it's probably going to be CGI.
Yeah, and age happens,
But still.
But yeah,
I'm still.
I can't wait to go sit in the theater and just throw money at the screen.
Exactly.
Like literally, like James Cameron, you don't have enough of my money.
Take my wallet.
Like I was throwing my wallet at the movie screen.
So funny.
But yeah, so that was the last one we had for this week. We just thought I'd throw it in there because I don't know if you guys like Turner. Me and Josh are huge fans, so we thought we'd mention it. But anyway, that's all for this week, guys. So thanks very much for watching. Hope you liked the video. If you liked it, like it. If you disliked it, I guess do that too. But that's mean.
Don't do that.
That's mean. So maybe don't do that. I don't know. But yeah, share it around if you liked it. And like we always say, if there's something we didn't talk about that you really think we should have, let us know down below. Mm-hmm. There's comments down there you can put in. If we missed something big, which I think we got most of the things this week, but. Let us know, or if there's something you want to hear us talk about in future, any topics, let us know, and we'll try to make it happen.
Definitely.
But yeah, thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you guys next week.
Have a good one, guys.